when Terry, Mike, and I stayed at the farm, you know, kids, the little grandkids now, we did not have Xbox, we did not have PlayStation. We had to find other ways to entertain ourselves. We didn't have all the games that you guys did. So one of the things we would do is we would put like an ice cold pitcher of water in the freezer, and then when Randy was in the shower, we'd go in and dump it on him. You know, God damn it! We'd run away and wouldn't tell him we did it. But I'm proud to say that that's one of the traditions that I've carried on to, and I do it with my children. Not Katie though, but I do it to the boys. They aren't wise enough to do it back to me yet. Katie, can you give me my notes again? It just keeps going blank. But that was funny. I got a couple other things that I remember about Randy.
So was that Mike's idea, the water?
I don't know. But
Let's say it was.
Yeah.
You just executed it.
One of the notes Terry sent out was like, you know, memories of Randy. You know, do you remember when he was really mad? Probably the time I remember he was the most mad that I remember. Terry and Mike backed me up on this. But it was a time when we were ringing, putting nose rings in the sows.
Oh yeah.
And you know,
Like you were actually piercing them? Or
well, yeah, that's kind of one of the things you had to do, so they wouldn't root the dirt up. Well, we were having trouble getting this one big sow in. She was kind of ornery. I think she knew what was coming, and somehow or other, I don't know, Randy slipped or one of the pigs knocked him down into the manure. And he was ticked. And basically, I don't know where he got the strength to do this, but just kind of muscled her in. I was like in disbelief. But you know, it just goes to show you what that adrenaline rush can do when you're really mad.
Well, and Randy tended to be stubborn sometimes.
Yeah.
So if he wanted that, could be an understatement. But
Well, and the thing was, you know, we were trying. Inside, we wanted to bust the gut laughing, but we dared not.
That's right.
Trying to hold the laughter back. That was hilarious. And it was a hot summer day. And oh, my goodness. Another one, I think everyone will remember this. This was shortly after Randy got back from Vietnam, but it was around Marion. And for I don't know whose bike, but we had this orange little bike. And I remember Randy got on this bike. I can't believe it didn't break. But someone's got a picture of it. And he's like sticking his tongue out, riding this bike they can barely fit on. I remember that. Katie,
I didn't.
stay right by my side. Yeah. Go ahead.
On the farm, you may not. I think you don't remember this, but we were walking around. Randy was not in the best mood that day, and he was telling us, "I want you to clean up that dirt pile or sticks there. We're gonna burn those." And John, you're gonna go do this and that. And we're like, okay, So we're trailing behind him because we weren't real enthusiastic about this particular day, and you, in your whimsical way,
Yeah.
picked up a full ear of corn, the dried corn that was found, and you just tossed it up there to see how high it'd go, and it landed right in Randy's head. So it cracked right there, up like 20 feet. And he was like, oh my God, we're all dead. you didn't intend to. And I know you wouldn't do that on purpose. And he just looked, and I thought, oh. And then he showed us how much patience he had.
Yeah.
He let you live.
That's right.
Weren't you hot?
Hop sing?
Yeah, that was your nickname.
Man, yeah, I suppose. I didn't cook very well. Mike did most of the cooking though. I was pretty good at cleaning. And when you guys are talking about cleaning the house, but yeah, that place is a pit. It was easier to clean the barn than it was that house. But another thing I remember, it wasn't so much farm related, but I remember being pretty little. I think I was maybe 8 or 9, and maybe 7. I don't know. Randy lived in Chicago, worked for 3M, and he lived with that Mike Fortnick, and was it Woodridge or Wooddale or something like that, Illinois? And I remember going in for a few days and staying at their place, and he took us to a Cubs game instead of a Sox game, but the Cubs were home. But yeah, I remember going to. Yeah. I remember we went to like a Walgreens or something where they were like giving out Cubs players' photographs, and I thought that was the biggest, coolest thing in the world. And yeah, I remember that trip. That was a lot of fun.
I love going to Chicago.
He took good care of us, and that was kind of a big trip for us to go do that.